This is one of the scariest stories I've ever heard. A woman on Reddit shared her experience as a recent divorcee that was starting over. She started renting a new apartment and was really excited for a clean slate. Her new place was really nice. It was one of those types of complexes that even has a doorman, so she felt really safe there. At the time of her story, she'd been dedicating a lot of time to her job and would work late most nights, get home in the early morning hours just to get a few hours of sleep and have to wake up and do it all over again. She would wake up in the morning to start getting ready for work and realize that she had been so tired and out of it that she kept leaving the door unlocked. And then she started to notice that things inside of her apartment would seemingly go missing. At first, it was just small things like nail polish, her hairbrush, things that at first she was certain she had just been misplacing. But then it turned into more personal things like pictures, shaving razors, and most disturbingly, her underwear. This started to make her feel really on edge, so she started to make sure that she was being more intentional about locking her door at night. She would get in the habit of doing it every single night before going to sleep and then would repeat over and over again out loud that she had locked the door. But morning after morning, she would still wake up to find her door unlocked, and she couldn't understand how this kept happening. So she decided to invest in a camera. One night after returning home from work, she set the new camera up and hid it underneath a pile of towels on the floor. She made sure to lock the door and then she went to bed. When she woke up the next morning, everything in the apartment looked normal and nothing seemed to be missing, but the door had somehow been unlocked. So she decided to check the footage from her new camera. She had to fast forward through hours of footage but couldn't find anything. Right when she was about to give up, she noticed the door handle jiggle and then the door slowly crept open. A figure slid through the open door and walked toward the camera. The woman got so scared that she immediately paused the footage and called police. While she was on the phone with 911, she studied the figure on the camera footage and knew without a doubt that it was her apartment's maintenance man. She played the tape a little bit more and could see him walking around her apartment comfortably as if he were in his own home. Then she watched as he turned to walk toward her bedroom just out of view of the camera. The police arrived at her doorstep and she showed them this tape. The officers assured her that they would catch this guy, and she was so exhausted from this entire ordeal that after the police officers had finished their report, she went to lay in bed and take a nap. As she laid there, she was completely drained but still unable to fall asleep. That's when a chilling realization began to wash over her. When she watched that tape, she saw the man enter her home, but she never saw him leave. She sat up in bed and quickly looked around the room. She didn't see anybody, but she kept her attention focused on her bedroom door. In a rush to get to safety, she swung her legs over the side of her bed. Her feet hit the cold wood floor, and then she felt warm breath on her ankles. She raced out of her room as quickly as she could and caught the police officers just as they were leaving. When they went inside of her apartment, they found her maintenance man hiding under her bed, clutching a knife and a Polaroid camera.